Alright, so originally when I was filming this, I was talking in the video, but then I just realized I don't know what I was trying. I was trying to give you like a cooking tutorial, but at the same time I was trying to talk about weight gain. Like it just wasn't making sense. So I'm redoing it like this. And anyway, I'm not the best guy to give you a cooking tutorial. This recipe is pretty much done by another YouTuber called Chef Jack Ovens. I'll link the recipe to it. All I've done is I've made my own tweaks to make sure that it's got more calories in it for the same plate size. It's got more calories in it. It's got like an extra 250 calories, right? And the way I've done that, he uses tinned coconut. It's like a Sri Lankan coconut chicken curry thing. He uses tinned coconut. Instead, what I do is I buy like the coconut block. It's called creamed coconut. And then I mix it with water, so it's kind of like a stock, like a coconut stock. But because I use the coconut block, I can control how much coconut is in my coconut milk mixture. So the coconut milk one doesn't have as much coconut because they're trying to save money, and also not everyone wants to gain weight. The one I have has it's got way more coconut, and coconut's fatty, which means it's got a lot of calories in it. So I'm able to increase the calories by quite a bit. And the other thing I do, you can see in the video here, the chicken I'm using is not chicken breast. If you're trying to gain weight and you're eating chicken breast, you've been led astray. You've been led astray. Skin on thighs. I'm doing it without the bone because it cooks quicker. Skin on thighs have they have at least 2 times more calories. With the skin, I mean, if your breast has skin, we're not comparing at all. But it has, without the skin, let's just say they're both skinless, sorry. It's got 2 times more calories. Why? Thighs have more fat on them. This is going to be a common theme that you're going to see in my cooking, right? I'm trying to use fat to add calories to my meals without increasing the amount I have to consume. I don't want to increase the amount of volume. I've never had a big appetite in my life. Never, ever, ever. I've always instinctively skipped meals. I've basically been intermittent fasting my whole life without knowing it. I'd wake up and my first meal would come at like 4 p.m. because that's when my brain first decides it's hungry, and then I won't eat for the rest of the day. Yeah, and I could do that. I feel like I could do that my whole life if I didn't have to actively intervene and be like, no, you need to eat. Right? So, how do I approach weight gain? Number 1, it's planning. If you do a big meal prep like this, I cut up 2 kilos of chicken. So once you take the bones out, you're probably left with like 1.5 kilos. We're looking at like 8 meals here. If I know I've got 8 meals in the fridge, I don't need to get up and cook it, nothing. I've got the rice ready, I've got the chicken ready, and it tastes good. It makes it way easier for me to decide, cool, I'm going to eat in the morning, right? Where instead of just waiting for my body to decide when it's hungry, it makes it easier for me to be like, right, I've got 3 meals to eat today or 4 meals to eat today, and all I have to do is warm it up. Whereas if you have to go in the kitchen and make it, it's going to make it so that you might decide, yeah, I'll just wait for lunch. I'll wait a bit longer. I'll wait an extra 2 hours, 3 hours to eat my first meal a day. And then you're set back because then your hunger for lunch comes later in the day. And then your hunger for dinner comes later in the day. And then you've gone to bed late. And then the cycle continues and it's just horrible. Right? So meal prepping, I think, is quite fundamental to weight gain. If you're not going to meal prep and you don't want to cook, you best have a lot of money because you're going to have to get a lot of takeaways. Not that takeaways is a bad option for gaining weight. I just can't afford that. But it would be easier. I think there's some fundamental things you need to think about with food. If you're like me and you've always been skinny, and a big part of that is because you have a really small appetite, fundamentally, the food you eat needs to be amazing, right? Like even me, I have a tiny appetite, but if I eat like my favorite foods, I can eat a normal sized portion, if not a bigger one, right? But it's just the moment the food's like just okay, that's when I just want to eat I could eat like a tiny soup and be like, yeah, I'm full, So your food needs to taste good. So you got to learn to cook good food. I'm going to try and make that easy for you guys. I can point you in the right direction. This coconut curry is really tasty, at least in my opinion. So I can eat lots of it. And yeah, I think the portions for this one is 800 calories per plate. And when you see the plate here, I think this one was a bit more, maybe like 850, 900 calories, because I put a bit more rice in. But for a plate that size, like, that's actually really good. That's not that hard to eat. And I put this coriander in, it keeps it nice and fresh. I was about to go off waffling there, so I'll keep it back on track. So yeah, number one is planning, having meals ready, removing the friction in between deciding to eat and having a meal there. Number two, making sure everything you eat tastes really, really, really good. That's going to be the most important. And then, or the second most important. And then I think for me, my strategy going into this, number three is going to be shakes. Just because I'm working a lot more than I was when I was doing the first one. So I don't have time to eat 4 meals a day like I did before. So I'm going to be doing shakes. The way I do it, I eat my meal and have the shake right after. Yeah, like literally right after. I kind of trick my body into not realizing it's already full. So my shake is 400 milliliters of milk, 50 milliliters of olive oil, 50 grams of peanut butter, and I put a banana in. You can add protein powder, you can add... What else can you add? You can add something like sugary to make it sweet, but I'm trying to keep things natural. This recipe literally has 1,100, 1,200 calories. And you can see I'll box that down easy. Right after I ate the meal as well. Simple. So yeah, those 3 things are going to make it easy to have like 3,000, 4,000 calories a day. All right, strategy number 4. I hate this one, but calorie counting. You kind of have to do it. This is my calories for the day. 2,700 is nowhere near enough. But like I said, I was procrastinating all day. I was really scared to go to the gym because I just didn't want to start this. I knew life was going to get difficult afterwards. So basically, the first meal I had that day was at like 8 p.m. And it's like 3 in the morning with me doing this. So tomorrow, I'll eat first thing in the morning. I'll eat in the middle of the day. And I'll eat at the end. I'll probably have 2 shakes. And the calories will look like, I don't know, 4,000, 4,500, I don't know. But it'll be a much better number. No fuss about macros. I think calories are your priority, then it's protein, and then it's everything else. So you're probably not great at getting the calories in, so just focus on getting the calories consistently. Then you can work on hitting your protein, your specific protein goal. I mean, look, you're going to eat 3 times a day. There's going to be meat on your plate every day, so your protein's never going to be terrible. You're probably going to put like protein powder in your shake as well. Like, you should be fine. But the priority is calories. Don't push for protein and miss out on calories. That's such a stupid thing to do. Cool. So this next page, this is the recipe that I used today. I've actually written my own weight gain cookbook and I use it with my clients because I am still coaching people to gain weight. It works really well. The first part of the book is actually just me explaining my philosophy behind weight gain. And it's just got a load of tips on weight gain that you can implement into your life. The recipe part isn't finished, so there isn't a huge amount of recipes. I'm still adding to it. But I've decided I'm actually going to start offering this to anyone that's interested in weight gain free of charge because I just want to help people. So yeah, if you're interested in that, I'm going to probably link it or just leave a comment and let me know that you're interested and I'll find a way to get it to you.